Hey guys, welcome to day 12 of the challenge, and today we're going to be talking about the importance of adding beans into your diet and why it's best to soak your beans and cook them at home instead of buying the canned version, and also a great way to amp up even more nutrition into the beans you're cooking at home. So to get started, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why you should be adding beans into your diet. Did you know there are over 400 varieties of beans in the world that are edible? Now, obviously, we don't have all these available to us to eat, but we do have a lot more varieties that we can soak and cook at home than you could ever buy in a canned version. Beans are actually the richest source of vegetable protein in the world. They not only contain lots of really healthy complex carbs, but they have a ton of fiber, folic acid, so if you're pregnant, it's great to have beans. But perhaps the most important thing is the fiber quality of beans, because they're going to help your body eliminate and detox. So further to our challenge last week on dry skin brushing, beans are going to amp up a lot of that fiber in your body so that your body again is working as a natural detox. The complex carbohydrates and high fiber content of beans also make them an ideal choice for people who are diabetic because they are very low on the GI scale. The GI scale is the glycemic index, and it's a rating between 0 and 100 of how quickly a food breaks down in your bloodstream. So beans are, I believe, around the 3 or 4 mark on this scale, meaning they take a long time to break down into the sugars, meaning basically you're going to be full a lot longer. And one thing to keep in mind, the darker the bean, the higher the flavonoid content, which means the higher the antioxidant value of the bean. This is often the case with most fruits and vegetables as well, so go for those black beans and red kidney beans because they're chock full of antioxidants. So the first thing I want to go over is why you should soak your beans instead of buying them in the canned version. So soaking does take a little planning. I actually set aside one day every week to soak all of my beans and grains and then come up with fun recipes throughout the week to use them. So that's the first step. Pick one day, make it easy on yourself, and soak them all at the same time. So soaking is obviously much healthier than buying the canned versions. You don't have any preservatives. You don't have to worry about the sodium content, which a lot of canned beans are very high in. And you also don't have to worry about the BPA lining that is inside a lot of cans. Secondly, home-cooked soaked beans are a lot tastier. And I swear there is nothing better than the taste of chickpeas that you've soaked and cooked on your own. I'm completely addicted to them. And I eat chickpeas almost every single day now because I just love the taste. You'll be completely addicted to them. Thirdly, the price. You cannot beat the price. So when you buy a bag of beans, you're getting 3 to 4 times the mileage as you would versus 1 can of beans. So now that we've talked a bit about soaking, I just want to go over the few steps. So I've been soaking my chickpeas, as I mentioned my love for the last 2 days. You can do this safely in the fridge. I wouldn't soak them any longer than this though. So what I'm going to do now is basically just drain off the soaking water. That's very important because by soaking your beans, you're actually helping to break down a lot of the bean sugars, which cause gas. So this is why beans are sometimes referred to as the musical fruit. You can avoid any gas problems by soaking your beans properly. So I'm just going to rinse off any of that soaking water. Okay, now behind me I've already got my water boiling. So after you have soaked your beans for between, you can do up to 2 days as I said, but at the minimum 8 hours for most. I'm going to post a chart on the blog for how long to soak the various types of beans. So these are ready to go, so I'm simply going to add these into my boiling water now. Let them come back up to a boil, and then I'm going to basically let them simmer on the stove for about an hour. That's the time frame for chickpeas. Now, one thing I want to point out to you as a great way to boost the nutritional quality of your beans is to add a strip of kombu. Kombu is a brown algae. It's a sea plant vegetable, and kombu has lots of vitamins and minerals. It not only imposes all these vitamins and minerals in extra iodine, so if you have thyroid issues, it's great to add a strip of kombu in, but it's also going to further the digestion of these bean sugars so that you, again, are not going to have any gas issues eating beans. And the second thing is it's going to cause the beans to cook a lot quicker. So I usually just take a strip of kombu, I break it in half, and pop it in there with my chickpeas so that it boils in. I use the Eden brand of kombu. You can buy this, again, at almost every health food store. If you live in Niagara, I pick these up at the peanut mill. So I think that is it as far as what I wanted to go over with soaking. Your challenge today is I want you to pick one day a week, this coming week, to soak a couple of varieties of beans. I'm going to provide some links to some of my favorite recipes. The chickpeas that I'm boiling today are going to be used in my favorite chickpea noodle soup recipe tonight, and I'm also going to make a hummus tomorrow for easy dipping of vegetables and crackers and stuff that you'll really love. So I'll post some great recipes on how to use some beans, but that's your challenge. Try soaking your own beans, try cooking them, fall in love with them, and I also, on my blog, under the recipes page, have a link to tons of great recipes that use beans, because obviously as a vegan, this is one of the main ways that we get protein in our house. So that's it. I hope you liked today's challenge, and I hope even more you'll fall in love with beans because they're really great for you. Have a good day.